I am back after just a mini break from YouTube. 2 weekends ago, I celebrated my birthday. I just want to thank everyone who wished me a happy birthday on my posts through YouTube. I appreciate y'all so much. Yeah, I didn't do that much for my birthday. I don't know if it's a Scorpio energy, but I know a lot of Scorpios who don't really celebrate their birthday. It's not all Scorpios, but the ones that I know, they're on the same time. They have the same vibe as me. I don't like to bother anyone. I don't like to throw parties for myself. I just really want to be by myself during my birthday. I don't know if it's the change in the seasons, if it's the time change. I don't know what it is. I just like to be by myself. But I went to dinner with my parents because my mom, she kind of fussed at me because I was going to do everything by myself. But I went out to eat with them and kind of just went to a lounge, went to karaoke by myself later that night. And I had a good time just by myself. I just want to say thank y'all for wishing me a happy birthday. I made another year. Thank God. Now I'm back in my studio after taking a mini break from sewing. Sometimes throughout the year, I just don't feel inspired or motivated to sew. I just like to shut the door and don't come in here for like 1 or 2 weeks. And that's what I did. I just didn't feel inspired to come in here. I do have like 2 or 3 orders to complete, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. What I want to do today is alter some of my own personal clothing items. I have a lot of things in my closet that I'm not wearing right now because I feel like they need to be altered to my body type. I picked out a few items out my closet so I can alter them. You're going to watch me and possibly help me. I do want to get back into, just dressing and feeling good when I actually go on my full-time job. So I have some clothing items that I want to alter, and you're going to watch me do that today. Hey, welcome back, y'all. If you're new to the channel, my name is Michelle. I do all things sewing over here, sewing vlogs, sewing tutorials, everything sewing. So if that's your vibe, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. So I picked about, I think it's 4 items out my closet that I want to alter. These are clothing items that I want to wear like soon. Here are the clothing items that I want to alter today. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of this. It's pretty late in the day. I don't know if I'm going to finish this, but I am going to see if I can work through this. This top is so cute. It's so cute, but the armholes are really big, so I need to take in the armholes. I'm thinking about putting darts in them. I don't know if I have to take in the sides, but this is one item that I want to alter because I do want to wear this in the office. I think it's so cute. And the buttons just make it, it makes the top. The second item is a set. It's a long sleeve top with flowy bottoms. The top is way too big. It's too long, and I think the sleeves are really big or long on me as well. I am a shorty, so most pants I do have to hem. I want to shorten the top as well and the pants. These are a pair of plaid pants that I thrifted. Everything fits good in the waist and the hip. They're just too long for me to wear them to work. When I go to work, I don't like to wear high heels. I don't like to wear really, really high heels because sometimes I'll do a little bit of walking and I just like to be comfortable. So I will be wearing this with flats. I think that's all that I have to do to these pants is to shorten it. That'll be really quick and basic. Maybe I can start with these first to get them out the way, but I do have to do something to these pants so I can wear them. And the last one is a long dress. This material is kind of mimicking linen, but because it is a burgundy color, I feel like I can wear this during the fall and the winter time. I do live in New Orleans, so we can have 4 seasons in a week. One day it could be 50 degrees. The next day it could be 75. I can wear this dress and even put like a cardigan or a sweater over it with some boots. I could still wear this dress, but this dress is a little big on me. I think it's mostly big in the waist part of the dress. I want to attempt diamond shape darts in the back so I can kind of taper the back so it can curve with my back. I may try to tackle this one last. I've never fooled with diamond darts before. I think that's what you call them. I am going to fool with this one last. I'll go ahead and tackle the first three items first, and then we'll get to this dress. Here is the first item. I thrifted these pants maybe about 2 months ago. It fits good everywhere. I do see that the waist is a little loose. I think I'm just going to put some elastic back here to get this gap to close. That's not going to be a hard fix. Everything in the hips fits nice. These pants are just really long on me. I think I have to take off about 4 to 5 inches. That'll be it for these pair of pants. I think the easiest way to measure where you want your pants to hit is to take a measuring tape where it starts with 1 inch. I am going to drape this to hit the floor and get my measurement that way. I want this to kind of hit the ground but not like drag on the ground. I am going to wear this with flats. It's going to be like dressy sandals or like some mules, flat mules. Place the measuring tape right on the ground, measure it up to the waist, and then that's how I'll get my measurement. So I'm going to stop it here. So it's going to be about 38 inches. With the back part of my pants, I'll show you a little trick on how I can close this little bitty gap in with some elastic. This is one of my favorite rulers to use. Put it on the edge of your pants leg to get a straight line and just make your marking all the way across. Now I can take this cut to match it up with the other pants leg. Now I'm going to measure this to the 38-inch mark. I'm going to crease it at the 38-inch mark, make my fold at that mark, and sew it. I was thinking maybe I should leave a little bit more room, like a 1/4 or a 1/2 inch more. I kind of feel comfortable with leaving it at 38 inches. That should be fine. So let me get my marking tool. I'm just going to put a little mark. The mark that I've made, this is 1.5 inches towards the end of the pants. So I'm just going to take this to the ironing board and fold it 1.5 inches in. Where is my mark? It's going to be 1.5 inches that I fold the bottom of my pants. I'm going to turn my pants wrong side out and fold my hem to my mark here. I'm going to take my gauge, measure the end of my pants, the cuff, to the end of the pants where I want to crease it. I'm just making sure everything is even. Now, if I really wanted to, I can double fold this in. I think that's what I'm going to do. This is 1.5 inches, so I'm just going to fold this cuff here in half so I can hide the serge edge. I have a nice clean cuff, so now I can go to the sewing machine and just follow the edge of this cuff and sew it all the way around to get a nice stitch line on the bottom. So I'm going to work on the other pants leg and do the same thing for the other pants leg. What I'm going to do is just see where I want to place my foot. I'm going to place my foot right on the edge of this cuff. I see that this edge here, the new hemline of my pants, is at the 5/8 mark. So I'm going to make sure that I sew this at the 5/8 mark. But I'm going to flip this over to the right side and sew it on this side. I just want to make sure my top stitch on my pants is coming from the thread on top and not from the bobbin. Normally what I do is just sew on the inside, but I want to do it differently. I'm going to sew on the right side of the pants, and I'm going to put my stitch length at 4.0. I'm now going to work on the elastic band on the back. So there's an easy way to do this. Luckily, these pair of pants have a facing part right at the waistband. So I'm going to make 2 little slits within the facing and not the actual exterior of my pants. I'm going to make a slit right here and slip in an elastic band, stitch elastic band here, stretch it, and then stitch it right here where I make the other slit. Where the back seam is, I'm going to fold it in half to get the halfway mark. So I'll make a slit right here and then another slit right here. I'm just trying to make sure I don't cut into the exterior. Right there, the other one right there. I'm going to roughly measure out how much elastic I want. Let's see. So if I stretch it, I'm going to put my elastic a little bit over, maybe a 1/2 inch over, and just slip it in and make sure it's a 1/2 inch in after the cut. I'm just stretching it out to see how much I can stretch this to the other cut. Okay, and when I stretch this one, this goes over the cut that I made, and it has a good amount of stretch. It's going to close in that gap. So I'm going to make my cut here with the elastic. I'm just going to slip one side in the slit, and I'm going to make sure that I slip it in about a 1/2 inch in this cut. You could take a pin to keep it in place, but I'm going to take a safety pin just so it's more secure. I'm going to take another safety pin for the other end of the elastic band, slip it in the hole that you just made, and we're going to feed the elastic in all the way to the other cut that you made. I am going to slip this underneath and make sure that I slip it about a 1/2 inch past this cut that I made. And I'm going to secure it. I'm just going to run it back and forth with a stitch. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth so I can secure the elastic band on this side. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. All right, these pants are now altered a good length for me to wear my flats. It's a big difference now with the length, and I now have the back with the elastic on it. Yeah, I'm happy with these. Now I can actually wear them to work since they are not so long. Okay, I am going to work on this top next. I believe that this top, the armholes are too big. I had got it in a 2XL with button-up tops, like a button-up shirt. I realized that I have to go up a size or 2 so the buttons won't pull because of my bust. I just thought it was interesting with all of the different buttons, and this will be really cute to wear to work. I want to close this in a little bit, especially if I want to wear a bra underneath this. I wouldn't want my bra to show. I feel like this dips down just a little bit more than I would like it to, especially for work. I was thinking that I would have to put a dart in it in order to close it in and for this part of the top to fit me. Is that right? Do you think that's right? You see where it's opening right in this area? This is where I would have to put a small dart. Now that I've steamed it and ironed it really good, it looks so much better. Now I can see everything and where I need to make my marks. I was thinking that maybe I wanted to taper in the side, but now that I've ironed it, I love how it's flaring out a little bit and I love the relaxed look about it. So I think I'm just going to put in mini darts on the side here, and I'm going to take it again and just pinch it and just get a rough measurement on how much I just pinched. So this is going to be 3/4 on this side and 3/4 on the other side. I'm just going to mark it on one side and then try to mark it on the other side. But first, what I have to do, there's a little bias binding tape around the armhole. I will have to take this out first and then make my dart on the actual bodice of the top. I'm dealing with one armhole for right now. I have my little mark right there. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to fold this in half and get 3/4 measured out. All right, that's 3/4 at the fold of this dart. I'm going to mark the other side. I'm going to unstitch this so I can get to the actual top. And I went a little bit past my marks so I can have room to sew this dart. I am going to test out this first armhole just to see how the measurements are looking. So I have my 2 markings here. I'm going to fold them on to each other. I didn't make a measurement to make my dart. I'm just going to guesstimate it and just see how that fits after I make this adjustment here. I'm just going to make a small triangle. I know it's not going to go too far out. I'm just going to eye my dart and just bring it about right here. I just slipped it on to see how it fits. I still have the bias tape loose, but here's my dart. And I still have to iron it down so this little bunching here can lay out smoothly. It looks so much better just compared to this side. I think I'm going to move forward with doing this side, and then I'm just going to make a cut into the bias tape, kind of attach it together so I can stitch it right on top of the edge of this armhole. All right, I am done with this top. It is fitting so nicely now. I don't know if you can see that. There's no gaping, no extra room. I could have done a little bit of a better job on my darts. They're not sitting as flat as I wanted to. I'm just happy that it's not really gaping. I am now done with this top. We're going to move on to the next item. Okay, here is the third item, or the third set that I want to alter. I think this is from Boohoo or Pretty Little Thing. They're known for having sets, and their sets are so cute. Sometimes I feel like the sizing runs a little big. I feel like this is way too long for me. I want to shorten the top a little bit and also shorten this back part. So maybe about here instead of all the way down there. If you can see that, to about here. I still wanted to cover my butt, so I'm going to just guesstimate the hemline for this top, and also the pants are really long. Most pants are going to run long on me because I'm only 5'2", so that's not an issue for me to just shorten the pants. So I think I want to follow these curves that's already in the top. I have a mark here. I'm going to fold it right here, bring it up to here, and then drop back down right here. So I'm going to find my markings. So I'm just folding the shirt in half, and I'm matching up all of the seam lines just so everything could be even. I have a marking here and a marking here. This is the back of the top. I think I'm just going to freestyle it and just cut alongside this curved hem. I'm going to start up here and just work my way around and just cut it all the way through. So I just have to serge this edge, and I'm just going to fold it in one time and just stitch it down. I just want to seam this new hemline so it's sitting nice and flat. It looks a little bubbled now. I still have to hem the pants. I measured it again just like the plaid pants, and it still comes out to 38 inches. So I'm just going to follow the same exact steps that I follow with the plaid pants. Then I'll have my pants hemmed to go along with this top, and then I can move on to the dress. These are very simple, minimal things that you can do to your clothes to make it the way you want it. Instead of just wearing things as is and you don't really be fully satisfied with what you're wearing and what you bought, it's good to have these basic sewing skills so you can just modify your clothing and be happy with what you're wearing. I am going to work on my pants, and then I'll move on to the dress. I think I changed my mind about the sleeve. I think I am going to shorten the sleeves because now that I've adjusted the hemline and I shortened my pants, I feel like the sleeves do not match. It's just a little bit too long. I'm just looking at the construction on this, and they just took this little strip of fabric to make a casing for the drawstring. I am just going to repurpose all of this, seam rip this little strip of fabric out. I think I want to cut right above this area here to make my new hemline for the sleeve, and then make a casing about right here. I did measure it. I think it was about 4 inches that I have to take off. So I'm just going to cut right above the casing, and that will be my new hemline for my sleeve. I have to put 2 holes in the sleeve. That will be the openings for the strings to go through. Made the little holes, so I'm going to put my strings in each hole. Just making sure that the casing is 3 inches away from the sleeve hem. And I'm also making sure that I don't sew the drawstring. So I'm just pushing that out the way while I stitch this side of the casing. All right, I am done with the set. The sleeves are done. I think it looks so much better now with the sleeves being shortened. The hemline has been shortened. Pants have been shortened as well. Yeah, I feel so much more comfortable in this. I can even wear it like this with a little crop top. I can wear a button and just wear it with my little flats, my little mules. I'm happy that this turned out good because I've been wanting to wear this set to work. Now that I set some time aside to actually alter my clothes, I can wear it to work. Now I can move on to the final item, which is the dress that I want to put darts in the back waist part of the dress. Here is the last and final item that I want to alter. It is getting pretty late and I am determined to get this done. I guess even if I just start working on it, I am going to try to push through this and quickly alter this dress. Hopefully I don't mess it up because there are some things that I need to do to this dress in order to wear it, because it's not ready to wear for me and my body. First of all, if I want to wear this to work, I will have to take this in just a little bit. Again, with my large bust, I'm having this type of action where it's not flattering at all. So of course I'm going to have to put darts right here so that can stay flat and close to the body. I have the issue with this dress. There's too much fabric in the back right here, and it's not so flattering. I do have large hips, so I don't know if that's the reason why it's just a lot of fabric right here. Or maybe it's just the way the dress was made and constructed. So I don't know if I just have to take in the sides or if I need to take in the sides and also put in some darts in the back of this dress. So I'm going to look in the mirror, see what I can do, figure it out, and then just go from there. All right, first of all, I want to figure out this V-neck. So there is a facing piece in the inside of this. I may have to detach the facing in order to work with this V-neck and bring this V-neck up a little bit. But I'm just going to try to take this out first. It's probably like 2.5 inches up, and close this in, I think. I don't know what to do. I hope it doesn't. You see how it's starting to bunch up and wrinkle? I think I have to fool with this V-neck first before I put darts in, because once I close this in, this sticks up a little bit more. If I adjust the top of this dress, maybe that'll fix the waist part, but it's still a little baggy, and I don't like that. And then if I take in the waist, it's still bunching up in the back right here. I just don't know how much to take in and how far to go down, like where to start with my dart and where to go down. I will have to figure that out. All right, y'all, I was able to kind of fix this V-neck. I have to go back and fix it because the line is kind of slanted and I'm not liking the look of that. But I realized what I need to do, so I'm going to go back and fix that. I had to make it like a dart. I couldn't just go in a straight line to make this V-neck close in. I had to sew it down and slant it a little bit to curve with my bust, and for this to lay down like really nice and flat. If I didn't put a curve in it, it would have been poking out and it wouldn't look right. I'm just gonna have to go back and unstitch this, make this really nice and straight and neat. I'm starting to get a little fatigued, so I think I'm going to stop here before I actually mess up on this dress. If y'all have any suggestions on what I need to do with this dress, just let me know. I'm thinking that I may have to take in the top for it to lay right, and then I won't have to do so much to the sides of this dress. And then I need to figure out the back part of this dress so it can, contour with my back. So if you like this video, go ahead and like it, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.